because even if they pass something now, it's going to take a long time to get it rolling and a long time to get it implemented. So 2010 will be our opportunity to stop that train if it takes off.
I believe that's true. I'm just concerned because anytime you have the opportunity to stop something at the very beginning, it's a lot easier to stop it then than it is to turn it around once that train starts moving down the track.
Yeah, well, you should have done that with the Civil War.
Hello. I attended the last John Dingell town hall and posed a question to him and posed a question to the people that attended. So I'll pose it to you. How many of you have ever borrowed money from a bank? Yeah. Do you have to pay it back? Of course, naturally. The stimulus package represents borrowed money. And what all these subjects revolve around, we're here primarily about healthcare today, but I've been to town halls about gas prices rising, the housing bubble, jobs going overseas, all of it. And it's all coming together. And there's one common factor in all of it, and that's our money. And it's our attitude towards money and how it comes into being. Now, constitutionally, money is supposed to be gold and silver, or wealth, the wealth that you produce, because the government doesn't produce anything. They can only take it from you and redistribute it.
They produce lies.
So the question I have is, when are we going to stop borrowing $160 billion a week from China and printing it off the printing presses from the Federal Reserve to cover all the shortfalls? If we can learn to tie all of this to the monetary issue, which has not been discussed in a presidential election or any other campaign for almost 100 years, then we'll have our answer. It starts with the money. You go back to sound money and all of this goes away. And I don't care who's in office, and I don't care if they have an R or a D after their name. We need our elected officials to follow the Constitution. Now, there's a bill in Congress right now, H.R. 1207, and on the Senate side, S. 604, to audit the Federal Reserve for the first time since 1913. We're asking you to support that. It's coming up out of committee. We've got 282 co-sponsors. It's filibuster-proof. So we're building traction. It's not pie in the sky. It's not some fantasy. It's happening right now. We can audit them. We can make an open up their books, and we can expose them for what they are, our true enemy. Thank you.
I do have a very simple answer to the question about when are we going to stop borrowing money. The answer is when we stop spending it. And we're going to stop spending it when we elect the right leaders in Washington. Let me also make a point about what the gentleman mentioned, that we're not actually borrowing this money like we think we are, because when the federal government goes out and submits bids for people to take government bonds, a lot of people are not buying those bonds anymore. Even China is starting to back away from buying our bonds. And what the government is doing, and it's very deceptive, is they're having private companies buy those bonds for a week to make it look like the market's really working for government bonds, and then a week later the Federal Reserve takes those bonds right away from those folks, and they do that by printing money. So they're trying to hide that fact, but right now they're printing money as we speak to cover this debt.
And it still comes